Welcome back to R for Economics. Now we're going to show how to read and write uh, variables and data frames to Excel and back. So we need to install package, open XLS. It's going to tell you that it needs to do some extra stuff, restarting R, restarted, and then it's installing the package, and it's done. And then we need to open the library, open XLS library. We're going to set our working directory. We can see that down here. And then we're going to bring in our data, which is empty cars, and we're going to bring in a second data set because we'll use that in a minute. So this is brakes, wool, tension. Now, we want to just write empty cars into a new Excel file. We just need to do that. There's no other requirements. It gives us this warning. It'll only give us this warning once. Now, if we reload everything, we can see that our new file is right here, our new Excel file. And if we can open this view file, and we can see that it's generated a sheet which has our empty cars in it. We've lost the left hand, the row names, so we may have to bring those back in some way. So we may need to look at that. So next thing we can do is we want to do, well, what if we want two things? Well, we want one sheet to be empty cars and the other to do warp brakes. Well, there we go. It did it according to what we just saw. Let's just go up and back into that directory. And now let's view our file. Whoa, what happened? What happened to empty cars? Well, this isn't how you actually generate two files. So in the same thing, we need to actually create a workbook in order to get multiple sheets into the same Excel file. So we create the workbook. We call that WB. And we need to add a worksheet, and we're going to call that empty cars, and add another warp brakes. And then we're going to write to our workbook in sheet empty cars, and we want our row names in there. Remember, we lost all our row names, our car names, and we want to give it the object empty cars. So we do that, and then we do warp brakes sheet, and we want to overwrite the existing one because the one we had there was wrong. And this is, again, workbook, our Excel file, and overwrite is true because we're going to save workbook. Let's go have a look and see if that worked. View file. Boom, look at that. That's amazing. We now have empty cars here with our row names, and then we also have warp brakes. If we wanted the row names for this one, which was just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all the numbers, then we could have brought those in by saying row names is equal to true. Great. That's fantastic. Now, what else can we do? Well, we can read in our Excel file. Well, let's read in our Excel file. Well, there we go. We've now got our Excel file back, and it's given us these rows because these are now actual variables in it. Well, let's just bring in sheet 1. There we go. What about sheet 2? How do we get that? Well, we just name it sheet 2. There we go. There's our warp brakes. Now, what if we want to bring this in? We have the sheet names. Let's say we've got a large file and we know what the sheet name is. Oh, there we go. We can just use the actual sheet name. If we wanted to import this and call it something, we can now import empty cars. Look, import empty cars is called this. And we actually said that the row names is true. So the first column will be the row names, and it's the sheet. And then we've got warp brakes. Well, we bring that in. We don't need the row names equals true because the first one was not a row names. And there we go. We've got our warp brakes back. So we can read and write using Open XLSX. And we'll see you in the next video.